Welcome. This is a manufacturing engineering process work instruction highlighted around duplicating a process plan. This is very useful to save you a lot of extra work. I'm going to use this CN here for remanufactured Orion family to show the steps involved in this process. We'll see here that I've got one process plan that I've already made from scratch on this CN. That's for this 46689158. Let's drag that out so you can see the full description. Engine air end option for an XP825. You can see right below it I've got another engine air end for an XP825 that's very similar. So that's why I want to just open this process plan and duplicate it instead of creating everything again from scratch. So I'm going to click on the process plan. I'm going to go to Actions, Open in Process Plan Explorer, and click Run at Security Warning. Just a quick tip, I recommend always using Internet Explorer when you're going to be using any of these process plan or manufacturing product structure explorers to avoid any compatibility issues. Okay, so here's my existing process plan that's all done and everything. I want to duplicate this process plan, which is this button right here that looks like a couple of floppy disks. So I'm going to click that, and when the next window comes up here, I do want to open in a new window. That'll allow me to verify the part allocations on the old process plan and duplicate that. You still have to do the allocations manually, but I can use the old process plan to copy from. So that's why I want to open in a new window so I don't lose the old one. Click Next. Then the name will be the part number of the new process plan. So I'm going to go back into that CN, hit the back button, go back down into the resulting objects, and that second one was 46689154. So I'm just going to copy that, go back into my process plan explorer, and paste. It's very important here to make sure you don't have any spaces in here. Like if I had a space at the end of that, I need to backspace that out of it, because this is going to be the part number of the process plan, and can't have any spaces in that. Alright, the only other thing you need to change is down here under Duplicate, Assembly Associations, and Related Allocations. We need to change this to None. And then we'll click OK. And shortly you'll see the new process plan pop up. Let's move this guy over here on the left side of my screen. And then we can move the new one over to the right side. Alright, the first thing we need to do is relate this process plan to its bill of material. And the quickest way to do that is by going to the Related tab and click this little gear plus button which says Associate Part. Alright, I would recommend going up here to the context, go up to the top and click the blank so that it'll search all contexts, because you never know where one of those may have been saved. And here under the number field, we want to type in the same part number that we just gave the process plan, which in this case was 46689154. Hit enter, and there's our BOM, the WD part. So we'll double click that. It'll pop up there, and now we have parts associated to our process plan, so we can go in and allocate those parts. Alright. So now we're going to refer back to the old process plan or the existing process plan. Click on the Part Allocations tab, and we'll start at the bottom and search up until we find an operation that has some parts allocated to it. There's operation 80. So we'll do the same thing over here. Click on operation 80. We're going to go to the Part Allocations tab, and you notice I can't add anything, and that's because the operation is not checked out yet. So I'm going to check out the operation, then I can add some parts. So I'm just going to look for these same parts that came up over here. Start with the engine, and then we got some other parts down below it. So I'm just duplicating what the existing process plan looked like. Alright, so that's going to route all of these parts to operation 80 for the assembly line, however you have that mapped out. Station 1, Station 2, whatever. Okay, and over here on the old process plan, I see there's a part allocated to operation 470, so I'll come over here, check out operation 470, click the green plus symbol, and there's my relay. Click OK. Keep looking. Okay, we got a battery jumper cable on operation 360. Gotta check out that operation. See if we can find that jumper cable. There we go. Okay. Operation 300, I've got a pressure regulator valve. Check that out. Green plus. Okay, there's the pressure regulator. Okay, operation 1, I've got the test spec and a couple of reman specific items. Check out operation 1. Let's find those 3 parts. Test spec, reman items. Alright. And operation 150, I've got a screw. Check that out. Okay, and you'll notice after I select this part to allocate, I'm only going to have one part left, which is the air end, which I already know goes to operation 100, but we'll verify that over here. There's nothing in 130, nothing in 11, and there's my air end in 100. Check out 100, allocate the part. There we go. So now I can check in the process plan. This is telling us that it's going to check in all the operations and other children with it, which is good. You can add some comments here if you want. Not necessary. Just click OK. And you'll see the status of the check-in. Okay. So now everything's checked in. We can do a view part allocation summary if you'd like, just to verify that everything was done. And you see all the parts are under the allocated part usages table, which is good. And there's no other tables below it, such as unallocated parts or inconsistencies. Okay, so that's good. That's what we want. Close that. And last but not least, let's just look under the uses tab. We'll see all the work that this saved us. So by duplicating this old process plan, that saved us from having to go in here and manually set all of this time and having to create all these work centers and all the resources. So that's why it's a good idea to duplicate process plans when you can. All right, and that's it. That concludes this video. Thank you very much.